It started with a cabin. Then we built a guest house with an outdoor kitchen. Then we built a shed with no walls.
Built a shed over the creek. I built a workshop. I built a lean-to for that workshop. Today's video, I'm going to show you how I built a lean-to with a gable, or what would it be called? An addition? I don't know, but I like it.
Before I can get started on this build, I gotta have a clean slate. Everything's gotta get moved.
All right, I've cleaned up the area so I got room to work. I kind of stuffed it in here, but it'll get reorganized. So right here, you got a lean-to shed with a shed roof. Right here, I'm gonna do, I guess you would call it a lean-to, but I wanna have a gable, not the same angle as that, way more flat, not like this, but like this. And so the first thing I'm gonna do is find the center.
Double check it. I laid it out so I could get a visual of it. Now it's time to gather up some materials. Instead of having a post here and here, I'm only going to have posts in the front, and the back end is going to be attached to the building, sort of like a lean-to with a gable. If I'm going to use concrete on my posts, I'll fill it about halfway, and then I'll pack it in with a pointed stick. Make sure it's level on all sides. Then I finish filling the hole up and use the flat end of a stick to finish packing it. The moisture in the ground will harden that concrete with a little time. Ooh, it's getting hot. All right, I got my 2 posts in. Now I'll show you what I'm doing. I put a block of wood up here to be like an extra set of hands.
Okay, I've got a top board in place. It's just resting on a screw and resting on the board, and just so I can adjust it, I'm going to go ahead and go all the way around with a band and get everything level. This time I put a bigger block instead of just a screw, just to make sure that this next board gets, stabilized. Now I'll screw that end in and take that block off and use it on the other side.
Sometimes when you're working alone, you got to use your head.
Okay, I got everything square. It's within 1/8 of an inch, so I'm ready to make my trusses. All right, from the outside of that board to the outside of that one, I have 111.5 inches. So that will be the measurement I need to make my trusses. All right, I don't know the right way to do it, but I know how to get it done. Let me show you how I'm going to do it. I know that my band on the outside to the outside is 111.5. So I marked that on this board from that end all the way to right here. And then I found the middle, which is 55 3/4. Then I lined it up with this and put a line right here on this board. That's the center. Now I'm just tracing. Make sure that this board gets a good mark on it. And same thing over here. And then I'll cut them. I know what you're thinking. That can't be right. That's too easy. Hey, maybe it is right. Before I put this thing together, I'll use the individual pieces and trace them onto other wood because I need 4 trusses. I do have some annoying background noise. What it is a helicopter with a chainsaw trimming the power lines. I used my nail gun just to tap them together, but then I came back with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 screws on either end. So 5 here, 5 here, and then 7 up here so I could get some up the middle. And then I'm going to take a 3-inch and go right up here. All right, I put a 3-inch screw right here. And I also put a 3-inch screw right here. I screwed a couple of scrap 2x4s kind of to brace that thing, sandwich it in place. I'm going to do the outside just to make sure everything's fitting before I do the 2 center ones. I toe-nailed a 3-inch screw on either end. That'll hold it in place until I get some strips of wood across the top to keep everything secure. Okay, those cross strips I use those to get the trusses nice and level. I'd check them before I went ahead and nailed them on in place. But hey, this thing's ready for metal. At the end, I'll cut off the ends when I see how the metal turns out, how far over it overhangs, then I'll cut. All right, looking good.
This blade is made for cutting steel. Fits right on my circular saw, makes the job easy. One of the reasons I built a gable instead of a shed roof here is because I had this short free metal.
All right. Looks like the last step for now will be just get that metal on, dry it in. So I had used metal, I cut it to length, and I'll figure out something for a ridge cap. And these holes, I'll just caulk them after I get it up, just like I always do. I don't have a problem using used metal. You can even paint this stuff. I'll probably do that down the road.
A little pause in the action. The neighbors came by for a visit. It's always good.
I'm using these screws. They got a little rubber washer, but they're not self-tapping, so I have to smack them with a hammer to get them started. I lack a ridge cap, and I'll probably cover that front in something. But other than that, I like it.
I don't suppose you could ever have too much outdoor dry storage. I love outdoor living space. Hey, appreciate y'all coming along. Catch you on the next one.